Guess who's back? Hey, Sue. Hey, Joss. What are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about something you know all about. We're going to talk about starting our own YouTube channel. You know I'm not the real Jocelyn, right? You know I'm just a sock puppet. Oh, come on. Play along. Only if we get to go to Starbucks later. Okay, we'll go to Starbucks. All right. Hey, Sue, how do we start our own YouTube channel? Well, the first thing we're going to have to do is find ourselves a rabbi. You know I'm not Jewish, right? That's not a big deal. Odds are your rabbi won't be Jewish either. Excuse me a second. I think she's getting senile. No, I'm not getting senile, but I will explain all about it when we come back. And then Starbucks. And then Starbucks. Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. Starting your own YouTube channel and how to ensure the best chances of your channel being a success. Because it is true, having a YouTube channel will enhance your online sales. So stay tuned. We will be right back. Okay, if you want to start a YouTube channel, the first thing you really need to understand is it's not as easy as it looks. So before we start talking about how I did it, I think we should talk about how Jocelyn, the crazy lamp lady, did it. Now, Jocelyn started making videos about 4 years ago. I think it was just a little over 4 years ago. She made her first video for her Relic Recoverers channel. And then about 1 year ago, she started posting videos on Crazy Lamp Lady. So things were going okay. Her channel was doing fine. And then, a little over 6 months into her Crazy Lamp Lady videos, she had about 10,000 subscribers, and one of her videos was selected by YouTube to go on their homepage. So, bang, suddenly the video went viral. It's had, I think, close to 750,000 hits already. And right now, Jocelyn has about 90,000 subscribers. So on the surface of it, it looks like, oh wow, YouTube picked her video, lightning struck. No, she had been making videos for 3.5 years before this happened. This was not instant success. She had been slogging away day in, day out, making these videos. When she had difficulty on the Crazy Lamp Lady station, she took her thrift videos over to Relic Recoverers for a while. It was not an easy go for her. There were setbacks, and yeah, it kind of looks like, oh, YouTube chose one of her videos. Well, if the videos weren't good, YouTube wouldn't have chosen it. And she spent 3.5 years working for that. So, not instant success, not overnight success. You know who had instant success, overnight success? Right here. And you know why? Because I found myself a rabbi. Now let me explain what that means. For those of you who were in the corporate world in the 1970s and 1980s, I don't need to explain this. The same thing for those of you who are aficionados of 19th century New York machine politics. This is an expression that comes from the Tammany Hall days in New York City. And in those days, there was a strong political machine. And if you wanted a job in New York, you needed a political connection. And the political connections for the Jewish immigrants were their rabbis. And some of them were very well connected, very powerful. You had a good rabbi, he was going to get you a job. Didn't matter if you were a high-level accountant or someone who wanted a job just sweeping the streets. You needed a connection to get it. And that's where the expression comes from. If you wanted a job in New York, you had to find yourself a rabbi. So, nothing to do with being Jewish, it's just an expression. It has a lot to do with YouTube. Jocelyn spent 3 years building her channel up to 10,000 subscribers. It took me 10 days. And you all know the story. The reason it took me 10 days is because I had been doing videos with Jocelyn. I think the first video that I did with her was about maybe 2 years ago. And eventually she was putting videos out 7 days a week. And I was afraid that she was never going to see her children. The little kids would be running down the street, accosting strangers, saying, "Have you seen my mommy? She's tall and has purple hair." So in order to spare Jocelyn from an emotional collapse, and Child Protective Services saying, "Are these your kids looking for you?" I decided I would start a channel on this totally absurd and very naive theory that, well, if I did a video on Saturday mornings or Sunday mornings, she could take the day off and spend it with her kids because then I could just take over for her. Well, that's not how it works. Your channel is your own. It's not somebody else's. And people go to Crazy Lamp Lady for Crazy Lamp Lady. They go to Sue Me for Sue Me. That's just the way it works. But, of course, my ignorance protecting me from the realities of the world, I thought this was going to be a plan. But because my channel was launched by Jocelyn's very successful channel, it got off to a roaring start. And that was just wonderful. Mine was a lightning strike. Jocelyn's was not. She worked very hard for that. Me, no, I just slid into a slot, so to speak. So, you want to start a YouTube channel? My advice to you is find yourself a rabbi. Because remember, it's the Baptist preacher's daughter who's my rabbi. So, will this help your eBay or Etsy sales? And people have been asking that a lot, which is the whole purpose of this video. Probably. It certainly can't hurt. But the thing you have to understand is it's not going to be overnight success. And it's a lot of work. I am putting up 3 videos a week. And to do that, I had to learn to film. I had to learn to edit. I had to learn all the intricacies of loading videos up on YouTube. And this was really a kind of hit the ground running sort of thing. And it's working out great. I mean, I've got this wonderful little YouTube family. We are not the biggest channel, but we are the best. This is a wonderful, wonderful YouTube community that we've built over the last 3 months. I'm very proud of that. And I'm sure that, let's face it, if I can do it, I'm not extremely technologically savvy. I'm sure you can too. Now, if you're prepared to put the work into it, if you're prepared to learn what you need to learn and be consistent, because that's key. Your video output needs to be consistent. If you decide you're going to do a video on Wednesday mornings and that video is going to post at 9 o'clock, well, this Wednesday, next Wednesday, the Wednesday after that, the tree falls on your schoolhouse. By the way, that was the one time I had a video post 8 minutes late because of that. Other than that, those videos are going up because you have people who are looking for your videos. These are your subscribers. These are the people who's making it possible. And You can't just say, oh, too bad, I have a headache, I'm not going to do it. You need to do it. As they say on Broadway, the show must go on. So if you're prepared to do that, here's how. You're going to need to get someone, anyone, to mentor you. Well, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said anyone because that makes it sound like it really could be anyone. You want someone to mentor you. And all that means is just find a reasonably successful YouTuber and have them take you under their wing. If you want to do thrifting shows, go out with them on their videos, thrift with them. Now, of course, that's not why I did it with Jocelyn. It's not why she did it with me. We had been doing that for years. This was just fun. One day she brought along a camera and the rest is history. But we didn't start off with this plan. You are starting off with the plan. So in a way, that gives you a strong advantage over us because we just muddled through. You're not going to be muddling. You're going to have a plan. So get to know someone who is doing the kind of videos you would like to do. Doesn't have to be exactly the same. The Sumi channel videos are not the same as the Crazy Lamp Lady videos, but they are related. They come together, and there's this point of intersection that makes it possible for us to have compatible but different channels. And that would be key. So what are you looking for? The first thing is you're looking for a channel bigger than mine. I have 20,000 subscribers. I think that's fabulous, not because of the numbers, but because I have 20,000 fabulous subscribers. I get the cream of the crop. Thank you all very, very much for being you. Find someone who has a nice viewer base. You're going to need more than just a shout out. And I'm going to prove that to you today because there is a channel that I want to mention to you. It's related to what we're doing here, and it's called Thrift Hunting with Ashley Rose. And let me spell that for you. It's ASHLEYROSE. And the accent over the E is the grave accent. The grave accent is the one that looks like a backslash. And you're probably used to seeing Rose with the acute accent. That's the one that looks like a forward slash. So that's a backslash. And Ashley is doing thrifting in the greater Chicago area. And I used to live out there, actually. I spent 3 of the longest years of my life in Terre Haute, Indiana. And all I can say is just picture this. I come from Boston. I go to Terre Haute, Indiana. There's one store with 2 stories. I could not comprehend this. This was just small town America. Nothing in my experience had prepared me for that. My lawn boy would sit and talk about his goats. It was like I'd fallen to Mars. However, they had great antique stores out there. They still do, obviously. So I've watched her videos, and she's going off finding great things. The bookcase behind me, beautiful oak pieces like this. They're just littering the streets. So if you get a chance, check out her videos. Now, this is Ashley Rose's shout out. She currently has 1,217 subscribers. So let's check back in a week and see if this has done her any good. Now, obviously, I hope it has. Is my expectation that she is going to pick up 5,000 viewers from this? No, of course not, because it's a shout out. I'd like to throw that out to you because I have fun watching her channel, and it's very related to some of the things that we're talking about. But my point is that you need a little more than that. There are probably thrifters in your area or not a far commute from you. Get to know them. See if they'll take you along. See if they'll include you in their videos. And then that will give you a springboard. With that springboard, you can start creating your own channel. And if you want a channel, what you need to think about is, what exactly is your channel going to do? What are you going to offer people? Are you going out thrifting? Is it going to be like Crazy Lamp Lady? We're going to go thrifting and then we're going to come back. You're going to have to edit that video, by the way. Just don't lose sight of that. We come back, we get our video, we post it to YouTube, and then a few days later, we're going to take the stuff that we found on our thrift hunt, and we're going to do a haul video, and then a few days after that, when those things have sold on eBay or Etsy, we're going to talk about how much we made. That's one way. What I'm doing is very different. What I'm doing is, Jocelyn's channel is classified as entertainment. Mine is classified as education, and I think fundamentally that is the difference. There's more hardcore content here, more how-tos like this. This is a how-to. Decide what your niche is. Do you have a really interesting location? A lot of tourist attractions? Or can you go thrifting and stop by and take some pictures of Disneyland or whatever on your way? These are all the things that will play into the theme of your channel. In terms of thrifting and thrifting-related channels out there, you have channels like the Crazy Lamp Lady, We're Going Thrifting. You have bins. We're going to go dig in bins. Boxes. We're going to get boxes from Amazon or somewhere else, and we're going to open them up and see what we get. Or we're going to buy large wholesale lots of jewelry, or we're going to go to the dollar store, pick up some stuff, sell it at a profit on eBay. A lot to choose from. I would strongly suggest you look at these different channels and see which one appeals to you, which one you think you can do. Once you've got that down, then we have to get into the technical stuff. Now, Jocelyn, because she goes off out into the world, has this wonderful camera, and this is an expensive camera, but she got it at Best Buy. By the way, if you want to get an expensive camera, get it at Best Buy, get a warranty. I think she is on her 8th warranty camera. It's just amazing. The camera drops on the ground. She brings it into Best Buy, says, I dropped my camera. They say, wait, well, we get you a new one. It's really, those warranties are fabulous. And I have no connection with Best Buy. Frankly, I never even gave them a thought until I saw how well they're standing behind their warranties on her cameras. So cameras, consider that. Starting out, because I am doing my videos from a fixed location, my home, I have a camera that is running through my computer. It's not my computer camera, the one that comes with your computer. It's a separate camera. It's a Logitech camera. It's a brand I'm familiar with, and it's very easy to use. So that's what I'm doing. When I decide to take the show on the road, obviously I'm going to talk to Joss and say, what do you think about cameras? She started off with a GoPro. A GoPro is a very small, highly portable camera. It's like, ooh, like this big. You stuff it in your pocket. It's great. And apparently they're waterproof too. And when she was metal detecting, that was a huge issue. You can get reconditioned GoPros on eBay, and these are like manufactured reconditioned, for a little over $100, $125. Very good buy on a good quality starter camera. That's key. You can't make a video without a camera. You're going to have to spend some time getting comfortable with your camera so you know what it can and can't do. You have to get a little troll. I'm going to have to talk to Jocelyn about that. It's a little fuzzy thing that you stick on your camera to keep the wind from interfering with it. I'll make a point of having Jocelyn show us her little camera troll. You will need to get software. This is editing software. Now, as most of you know, because you can tell, I do this in one take. I'm used to speaking extemporaneously. I figure if I can't do it in one take, well, that's on me. need editing software regardless, because I have to put pictures in. By the way, last week I screwed up. I put the same picture in twice. And I have to admit, the tree falling on the schoolhouse left me horribly rattled, and I think I sort of left my brain at the door when I did that. But I will be putting the missing pictures in this week. You do that with your editing software. The editing software I would recommend is Shotcut. The reason I would recommend that, even though that's not the one I'm currently using, that's the one I am switching over to, is it's open source software, which means it's free. Not only that, but you can get scores of tutorials on YouTube, how to use Shotcut, how to do this in Shotcut, how to add pictures, how to add watermarks, just anything you can think of. Just write it into that YouTube search engine, and you'll just get half a dozen videos popping up. Some of them are as short as like 2 or 3 minutes long. So you get great tutorials. It's open source. It's free. So if you hate it, all you've ever done, to invest in it is you've invested, I think it took 3 minutes to download that program. You've invested 3 minutes of your life. And I would definitely recommend going with a program like this as a starter program, because what you learn from this program, you can apply to expensive, more advanced programs later on. Got your camera, got your editing software, you need your YouTube account, you need a channel name. YouTube will walk you through that process. It's not difficult. And then you start uploading videos. You can upload videos as public, private, unlisted, or scheduled. Public means as soon as you upload that video, it goes out into cyberspace and anybody can access it. A private video means no one can access it. That's you send them invitations, they can see it. An unlisted video means you get to see it and YouTube gets to see it. And a scheduled video, which is what this video is going to be, is when you upload the video and you say, I want this video to air at such and such time. When you upload your videos, please remember, you have to make that selection before you upload the video. So it's not like you upload the video and then decide later what you're going to do. No. This is, be sure you do that in advance. And that's essentially it. Can this help? Probably. I don't think there's any doubt that Jocelyn's eBay sales have been helped significantly by the fact that she's the crazy lamp lady, and people are seeing her videos every morning and they're watching her purchase the items that she's selling on eBay. For me, yes, I think so too. I would like to believe it's because I have fabulous taste. I would like to believe it's because I'm very picky about what I buy. I would like to believe it's because I work very hard to keep my prices very low and therefore attractive. But really, if I weren't on YouTube, would I have as many sales? I don't think so. But, keep in mind, that's not why I do the videos, to enhance the eBay, or the Etsy rather. It's the other way around. Etsy is part of my YouTube channel, not, YouTube being part of my Etsy sales enhancements. So, essentially, this can work. But don't lose sight of the fact that there are other easier options available for you. Now, Instagram, easy option. You have things that you've acquired, things that you just purchased, stuff that you got from grandma's estate. Instagram, bang, 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 pictures. Pinterest, same thing. Pictures, people will see it. Facebook, it's another great way to do it. The old things identified, the that Facebook group allows you to post pictures. Another way to generate a little interest in what you're doing. So YouTube is not the only game in town. It's not your only option. I would suggest that if you're already on Instagram, you're already on Facebook, you've already got a Pinterest account, start with those. If you want to do YouTube and you have these other accounts, make sure they're all interconnected. The way you do that is make sure your channel name is the same as your Facebook name, is the same as your Pinterest account, is the same as your Instagram account, so that all of these are going to say, Grandma's Attic with Mary Jane, for example. And I did that because we've already taken Sing a Song for Satan far too many times. So Grandma's Attic with Mary Jane, Pinterest, Grandma's Attic with Mary Jane, Instagram, Facebook, etc. So that people get to know your name. This should be the name of your Etsy shop, your eBay shop. Just make sure you have that consistent thread, because that's something I cannot stress enough. Whatever you do, you need to be consistent. You start posting videos, you're going to post a video on Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock. It's going to be every morning, Wednesday, 9 o'clock. That rolls around, your video goes up. You need to do this. So I guess the last thing we ought to talk about is advertising. Now, you can advertise, you run ads on YouTube, but you have to meet certain criteria. You have to have a certain number of subscribers, which I think is 10,000. I could be wrong about that, but I think it's 10,000. A certain number of viewer hours, and your content has to be family friendly, etc., etc. So keep all this in mind. Well, I'm sorry, family friendly is wrong. That's the wrong term. Advertiser friendly. I think of it as family friendly because there are some things you just can't do. Extreme foul language, sex, alcohol, tobacco, firearms, all kinds of things like that will make you unsuitable for advertising. So keep that in mind. Let me see what else. As long as you know all these things, you should be good to go. We should probably talk a little more about how you're going to find your rabbi. Take a look at the channels you're currently watching and seek out more channels. Look for channels in your area. That will be key. Look for people, even if they are not in your area. In other words, if somebody, I'm in a little one-horse town in Pennsylvania. It's that big. I have Mennonites 2 doors down. Really, I do. Harrisburg is fairly nearby. So is Baltimore. So is Philadelphia. Take a look at some of these places and find out if a thrifter or somebody, whatever, I'm assuming it's going to be thrifting, but find out if somebody who's doing the kind of videos you would like to do is in your area. Get in touch. If they're not too far away, get in touch. The worst thing that will happen is they will politely decline and say, no, I'm sorry, thank you, I'm not taking you thrifting with me. Don't know why anybody would do that. I think it's great. People want to come thrifting with me, like fabulous. But if that's not going to work, see if you can get them to just give you a little boost or a little shout out. For me, I have a process for this. You knew I would, right? I have a process. When I talk about Thrift Hunting with Ashley Rose, there are things I look for. She's been posting videos for a year. She's been posting about 2 a week. She's got a little over 100 videos. She posts consistently. I made sure I had seen at least 20 of her videos. I chose them at random to make sure it was family friendly, because I'm not sending you folks off to say, oh, go look at this, and it's going to be Bubba Wahoo and his favorite gun again, because I can't very well say, no, you can't advertise that on this channel, then turn around and do it myself. No, it has to be family friendly, um, and it has to be somehow tangentially related. So when all these things come together, then I'm comfortable saying to you guys, hey, take a look at this. You might like it. You might like it as much as I do. I actually like it quite a lot. She's got a really cute little personality, and oh, I'm sorry, that sounds demeaning, doesn't it? I didn't mean it that way. It's just because I'm an old woman and she's way so much younger than me. She's just sort of like a granddaughterly sort of person in my mind. So she's fun and she's doing some interesting things. So I'm comfortable with that. Make sure whoever you approach is going to be comfortable with you. Find out if they have a process. Maybe they do. Like I say, I do. I need to see certain things before I will send families over there and say, oh yeah, bring your kids along. It's going to be great, and then find out, much to my horror, when one of my own subscribers comes back and says, I cannot believe you sent me over to watch some crazy man stroking his gun. No, thank you. So that's how you do it. Let me know how you make out. And we are going to check back with Ashley Rose's subscriptions. Remember, as of this point, 1,217. Let's see exactly how much good a shout out from someone who has a small channel select. Not very many viewers, but I've got the cream of the crop. Let's see how well that does. Okay, now on to business. Let me show you the pictures that were supposed to go in last time and didn't. This is the flatware that Lisa made for Nancy. That was Renee Statham's sister. So flatware, here we go. Okay, flatware is done. We have three contest giveaway winners to announce. Gimme That Heart winner, Billie Sides, S-I-D-E-S, get in touch. Gimme That Other Heart winner, 70s Child, get in touch. And the Louis Vuitton handbag is already wending its way to Ohio to Jasper Hahn. So that was our winner there. Now, this, by the way, is, let me see if I can get this very well in the camera. This is another one of Lisa's pieces. This is not going to be a giveaway. This one I'm keeping just for me. Did I turn it around? No, I didn't. Okay. Anyway, this, another one of Lisa's pieces, just so you can see. We had 2 sock puppets go out this past week, 6 pens. Let me know about sock puppets. Let me know about pens. You want them, just say so. The sock puppets, the purple sock puppet is Jocelyn. The pink sock puppet is Sue. And I've decided to christen the blue-eared sock puppet Evelyn. And that's for my littlest fan. Remember little Evelyn? She got the very first one. So the blue-eared sock puppet is Evelyn. So sock puppets, if you've got a preference, let me know. All right. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day.